and welcome to another episode of What's Cookin'. My name is Missy Lane, and the story that I chose to share with you this month is Zombies Don't Eat Veggies, written and illustrated by Megan and Jorge Lacera. Zombies don't eat veggies. What are zombies supposed to eat? Usually. Yeah, gross stuff, right? Like brains and guts and blood. Not veggies. But this little guy, this zombie right here, he does like veggies. Let's read about him, shall we? His name is Mo. Mo was a zombie with a deep, dark craving. It was dreadful, devious, absolutely despicable. Mo loved to eat vegetables. He grew all kinds of veggies in his hidden garden. And then, in his secret kitchen, he crafted celery, tomatoes, and carrots into delicioso meals that he devoured with delight. That does sound good. I wonder if you enjoy vegetables, my friend. And if so, which one is your favorite vegetable? That would be a tough one for me. I might have to actually say Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are delicious. Mo's mom and dad did not love vegetables. Not one bit. Veggies were yucky, disgusting, que asco. They were not allowed at the Romero's dinner table. Zombies were supposed to eat zombie cuisine like brain cakes, brain stew, and brain and bean tortillas. Mo's parents insisted that their niño eat only zombie food. So here's what his dad has to say. Ready to chase some humans in the marathon next week, mijo? And mom says, finger foods, mi amor? And he's like, gracias, but no thank you. I'm not hungry. He doesn't want to eat the usual zombie food. He only wants his veggies. Mo tried to convince his mom and dad to give peas a chance. He sneaked in vegetables wherever he could. But Mo's attempts were fruitless. His parents wanted him to accept who he was, a zombie. And zombies don't eat veggies. Mo knew he did not like zombie cuisine. And he couldn't imagine letting go of spinach or cucumbers or kale forever. If zombies are only supposed to eat zombie cuisine, Mo started to wonder if maybe he wasn't a zombie after all. Day after day, Mo wondered how he could make his parents understand his love of veggies. His tomatoes were tantalizing, his cucumbers crispy. The peppers, perfection. Add onions, some garlic, a touch of cilantro, and gazpacho. Holy aioli, Mo had an idea. His best one yet. What is Mo going to try to do? He thought about all these ingredients, and when you throw them all together and you give it a good mix, he's saying, delicioso, I can make gazpacho. And do you think maybe he's going to try to trick his parents into eating and liking the gazpacho? That's what I think. Let's see if I'm right. And let's see if it actually works. Mo grabbed his book of recipes. His fingers flew across the pages until he found it. The recipe for a tomato and veggie-filled soup. He was sure the tomatoes would make it look bloody and gloopy, just like a zombie dish. His parents were going to devour it. Mo chopped and diced, blended and pureed, perfected and poured. Yeah, I didn't think about that part. That's how he's going to do it. Gazpacho is usually red, and the tomato juice will make it look like blood. Finally, the soup was finished. Mo carefully shuffled it over to the house for dinner, where he found a feast fit for a zombie. Mo, you're just in time. Try some empanadas, mi amor. Prime cuts. Mira, I made spicy mayonnaise. And here you have pickled tongue. Oh. Arroz con spleens. Yuck. Arroz is rice. Famoso chili con ojo. Famous chili with eyes. Do you see the eyeballs in there? Disgusting. Doritos. Get it? Not the Doritos chips. Doritos. And empanadas. A traditional Mexican dish. I think it's Mexican. It's something called an empanada. And it's like a little pie, dough-filled pie, stuffed with, sometimes meat and rice. But over here, Mom made empanadas. Look at Mo's face. He doesn't want any part of this dinner. I made something for you to try too. It's called blood bile bisque. Bon appetit gave it 5 brains. Smells strange. Looks delightful. 5 brains? Must be delicioso. So they dug in. They're eating it. They're eating his gazpacho. I wonder what they're going to think. Mo closed his eyes and sucked in his breath. This was it. They'd savor the soup. They'd ask for más, ask for more. Mo imagined breakfasts, lunch, dinners, and snacks, all vegetables. Raw, cooked, steamed, and fried, forever and ever. He saw all his dreams coming true. Until Mo's parents did not like the soup. Not one bit. Look, they're spitting it out. Dios mijo, this soup tastes like vegetables. Yuck! Mo's heart sank to his toes. His plan was a bust. It didn't work, did it? Poor Mo. How many times do we have to tell you that zombies don't eat veggies? Well, maybe other zombies don't eat vegetables, but I do. Mom and Dad, I'm different. But I'm still me. Mauricio Romero, you're Niño. You're Mo. Mo reminded his parents that he liked chasing humans as they ran in marathons. And he promised he'd always cheer for Dad during championship brain-eating competitions. He also loved doing the zombie shuffle under the moonlight with Mom. He was a zombie, a Romero. He just liked to eat vegetables. Mo's parents loved their son and finally accepted that it was okay to be different. They even promised Mo they would eat more veggies, just for him, but only a teeny tiny bit. And look, you have fried fiddlehead ferns, artichoke hearts and elbow macaroni, pata cones, ears of corn with Dead Sea salt and butter, and be still my hearts of palm chopped salad. The Romeros knew that most zombies don't eat veggies, but they were more than zombies. They were a family. And so they accepted Mo for who he was and for what he liked, and they realized that they're still a family. Family is family. And I like that they even promised Mo that they would try vegetables and eat more of them, even if it was just a little bit. They were going to do that for him. Yeah. And what's really cool about this book, boys and girls, is there's more than one recipe in the back. Of course, they included the recipe for gazpacho, because that's what Mo made in the story, right? But I've already made gazpacho on previous shows, previous episodes of What's Cooking, so I wanted to do something different. They also include the recipe for the Romero family's famous guacamole instead of guacamole, which sounds extremely delicious as well. But I've also already made guacamole on the show. So we're going to go with recipe number 3, and it might be the easiest recipe we've done yet. I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how to make zombie finger foods, okay? So using just a couple key ingredients like celery, peanut butter, and almonds, and strawberry jam, we're going to make something that looks like zombie fingers, which is kind of gross, but they taste yummy. They're super yummy to eat, and they're healthy for you. So bonus right there. All right, so if you want to gather those ingredients, celery, peanut butter, sliced almonds, and strawberry jam. You can go ahead and do that, and then we can go ahead and get started. And just a side note, boys and girls, I know a lot of you have peanut allergies, and so sunflower butter works just as well. So you can substitute that out. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay everyone, welcome back, and now we are ready to make this super simple snack of zombie fingers. As you can see, we've already prepared 5 fingers for you, and now I will show you how I did it. First, you're going to take your celery, and you can see that I'm not in my usual kitchen setting, am I? And that's because I don't need an oven or a burner or even a sink. My celery is already washed. That is the first step, is you want to clean your hands and then wash off the celery as well. And then the next step is to cut it so that it actually looks like a finger. This would actually be a really long finger, wouldn't it? Even for a zombie. So I'm going to cut my celery down. For this part, you do want to have a grown-up supervision. And I like to usually snip off the tips of my celery anyway, both ends. That might still be a little bit long, so I might do one more. Don't waste this. It's great to munch on, or you can use it in a salad later on. So let's do 5 more fingers together. I'll cut 5 pieces of celery. Some can be a little bit longer than others. That's fine. And while we cut the celery, maybe we can talk a little bit about the book. So I already asked you what your favorite vegetable was. I'd like to ask you this. Do you think it's okay that Mo didn't like the same things that his parents did? Do you think it was okay that he was different? Yeah, I do too. It's definitely okay to have your own interests and to do your own thing. We are all different, and that's what makes us so special. Not only when it comes to food, but we can be different in other ways too, can't we? And that is a-okay. All right, I have 5 pieces of celery cut. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to spread on some peanut butter. So for this, you just need a butter knife, which is safer to use, but you still might want to have some adult supervision. Peanut butter does tend to get sticky, so you might also want to have some napkins or paper towels handy. Okay, and I like to scrape my sides just to make it neat for presentation, for appearances, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, but I kind of like to smooth mine out as much as I can. I'm going to set it on my plate, my serving plate, and then I'm going to add the fingernail. Now, it depends. I've been using so far the sliced almonds, but you could probably also use the slivered almonds. I guess it depends if you want it to look more, you know, like a real nail, or if you want it to be long and pointy. So let's do one with a slivered almond, just to show the difference. I'm gonna get a nice long one out of my bag here. You put that on for the tip. Ew, that kind of looks gross. And then the last part is to drizzle on your blood. Now, the recipe calls for strawberry jelly or for strawberry jam, and I did buy a jar of that. But you could also probably use strawberry syrup if you wanted the blood to be like runnier. So it really depends. Strawberry, it would be gloopier, right? You'd have globs of blood. The syrup would be runnier. So it really just depends on your personal preference. I'm going to do a couple of each just so you can see. But we already know that peanut butter and jelly go hand in hand. They make a delicious combo. So again, this snack is not only going to look cool and scary if you're doing like a Halloween party, but it's also going to taste delicious, and you can feel good about eating it because it's healthy for you. And jelly, of course, has some sugar in it, but the celery and the peanut butter and the nut, that is all healthy fats, good for you. Okay, so let's do another finger. Spreading that peanut butter on nice and smooth. making sure you coat the whole thing. And again, I'm going to scrape down the sides to make it look neater. Put it on my serving plate. And I'll do another pointy nail. I'll go for another slivered almond. Boys and girls, I found these at Aldi. Any of your local grocery stores should have slivered and sliced almonds available for you in the baking aisle. You probably already have peanut butter, and maybe you even already had celery. I always like to talk about recipe variations too, right? So we're trying to make these look like zombie fingers. Would we have to use peanut butter? Can you think of something else that you could spread? We already said sunflower if you have a peanut allergy. But is there something else that you think might taste good with celery? Maybe something that you've already tried with celery? Yeah, I'm thinking cream cheese. I love the cream cheese and celery combo. Okay, there's another long finger. This time I'm going to do a sliced almond. You can see the difference. These are more oval shaped and they're flatter. And I'm going to finish my fingers and then I will do the blood. Because this time I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to see what it looks like with the jelly. I think this is a fun book to read any time of the year, but I thought it was definitely appropriate this time of year as we start to get ready for Halloween. I wonder if any of you have already started thinking about what you're going to be this year for Halloween. Do you have ideas? Was anybody planning on being a zombie? Okay. And again, you kind of have to like shake the bag if you want to get, you know, the better almonds. This one should work. Some of them are broken and in pieces. Obviously, you don't want to use those. So you want to look for the nice oval flat ones. And I think I'll make this last finger have a pointy nail again. So I'm going to smooth on that peanut butter. Just like so. Scrape off any excess into the jar. Again, my hands are clean. They've been thoroughly washed. Hopefully yours are too. I can never emphasize that enough. Put this one on the plate. And what did I say? I was going to do a pointy, right? So I'm going to go back to my slivered almond bag. Take out a long pointy nail. And now let's drizzle it with some blood. Jelly, aka blood. I'm going to make sure you get a clean knife or a spoon. I wiped this one off, so it's okay that I'm going to use this one. And let's see what it looks like if I put globs of jelly down the finger, down the piece of celery stalk. Which one do you think looks better, boys and girls? The problem with the syrup is when it went on over top of the peanut butter, it didn't show up as well. I don't know if you can see that. We can try to zoom in here for you. But that's kind of the problem when you do the syrup. It's runnier and it might be easier to work with and it might look at first drippier and better like blood, but then it kind of disappears. You don't notice as much in the brown peanut butter. Where the jelly, you definitely do. And then you decide how much blood you really want on the finger. You can really kind of take your time and play around with it and do a bunch to see which one looks best. If you take small glops of jelly and kind of just let it fall off your knife, sometimes that has a better effect too. I think if you have too much, it's not going to look how you want it to look. It's not going to look like a zombie finger. And again, I'm not using the best utensil. You can maybe take it and drag it to spread it out. Okay? Again, you're going to play around with it. But there is your very gross, but also very delicious snack of the day, your zombie fingers. Enjoy, and happy Halloween.